What's up, everybody? Welcome to Patreon. Guys, let's get right into it. I'm late, but I just finished Euphoria. What was that like?
You caught up quickly, though.
I kind of caught up quickly.
Yeah, and that's not that late. Didn't the
It came out
finale?
Sunday.
Season
Okay,
finale
good.
came out recently.
We're good.
So I'm a few days late.
I'm in mourning.
You're what?
I'm in mourning.
Oh, because of
R.I.P.
we can talk about
Ashtray.
it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Spoiler alerts. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Ashtray.
if you haven't watched yet, fast forward.
Can I give like a little hot take?
Right.
We don't know if Ash is dead. We just know that the dot was on his head, and then the camera went away.
Yeah.
Ash is dead.
You think? 100%?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to show a kid get shot.
Yeah, and they're also showing.
Like Ash is dead.
I don't know.
He was
That's
shooting at cops.
That's like every movie thing, though. Like if you don't see the person die, they're not
Then
dead.
they might
Like,
not be
that's
dead.
No,
the
man,
thing.
they show Fez getting carried by the cops. So, like, you're not going to be like, oh, the cops are going to take this guy to jail before they kill the guy trying to kill them.
And also, Fez does look at the body.
Yeah.
Even though we don't see the body, and he's like mourning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
The most unbelievable thing is that it was just one shot.
What do you mean?
Like they have. That's the most unbelievable thing. These cops are letting loose.
Hey,
Like,
John Wick.
Yeah. Like that was the most unbelievable. I was like, cops don't have that reserve.
Okay,
Come on,
okay.
guys.
No, but also he's a professional boxer, the kid, right?
I didn't know that.
The kid?
The little kid. Do you know what
Yeah,
we're
The
talking
one
about?
that got
No,
The
no,
Klitschko brothers, yes, they're in Ukraine. They're trying to defend their
What
country.
is-
Fez.
Yeah.
Go to his Instagram.
We're not talking about Fez. We're talking about Ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ashtray.
Fez is not a professional boxer.
it's not
He's
a
a
hat that
musician.
your people wear.
No, I
Ashtray,
think
that's
Ashtray
what I
might
meant.
be like, not professional, but he might like box or some shit, like at an
Yeah.
amateur level or whatever.
Like do Golden Gloves or amateur stuff,
That's what I
right?
meant.
Okay, but what does that have to do with anything?
Done.
Him,
leave
his
it
ability
open.
to get shot or not?
No, exactly. Do I want to bring him back on the show? Do I want to write him off? Do I want to blah, blah, blah?
He has
Can I
other
tell you what I think it
aspirations.
is?
Yeah.
I think that the amount of time that happens in between shooting when you're filming one of these type of series
Oh, yeah.
is far too great to continue the character arc because the kid is going to grow 4 inches.
He's gonna look so different.
He's going to look so different.
Yeah.
So I think that part of them is going, I think we got to kill this character off. He already looks so different season 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Like season 1, he's like a child.
Yeah, yeah.
By the end of season 2, you're like, this kid like a fucking teenager.
It's kind of
What's
believable that he's selling drugs.
Yeah, yes.
Whereas in season 1, you're like, this is
is
crazy.
adorable. This is
kid's
hilarious.
doing tats and
Yeah.
selling drugs. This is wild.
Yeah.
But I also heard they were supposed to kill Fez, and then they decided to kill Ash at the end. Now, if they kill Fez, they probably would have been done with Ash's story anyway. Checked in on him occasionally.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
apparently they were supposed to kill Fez in season 1. But they kept him around. We're going to kill him this season, and I think they might keep him around again because everybody loves him.
Yeah, he's so likable.
He's the only truly he's like the most morally like good character on that show, which
Jules.
is wild. He sells drugs. Jules is good too.
Yeah.
Jules is good. Yeah.
And I
Those
like
are
how they're
two.
giving him some intellect.
Yeah.
Like, okay, one overall compliment to the show. I mean, it is so brilliantly introspective.
Yeah.
That like, and what I think is so awesome about the show is that I relate to something in every character. There's even the fucking worst people. There's something in every character that is like, that is humane and interesting and positive. And that was the cool thing about Lexi's play.
Yeah.
Is that she didn't only highlight bad things.
Yeah.
She highlighted really good things about these characters. And Zendaya's character even mentions it at the end when she's talking to her. You haven't seen it, Mark, but like, she basically goes like, that was the first time in my entire life that I didn't feel like my life was worthless.
That I didn't hate myself.
That I didn't hate myself,
Looked
yeah.
at my life and didn't hate it.
Like even when like Cassie's character acts as if she's been destroyed by this play, but she highlights Cassie being there for her friend Maddie when her dad and her mom were fighting, or her dad was, I don't know, was being abusive or some kind of shit like that. And like, hey, come sleep in my bed. I'm going to hold you. And I don't know. I just thought it was like,
Yeah, but it shows. Every character is so three-dimensional, and this is what I appreciated. Normally, you vilify one person, or like Nate's character would be just a complete dickhead, but then you see he went through this thing that like fucked his whole brain, and they explore that a lot. And then there's that scene in season 1 where his dad and him fight, and then he just fucking goes nuts and starts like slamming his head against the ground. And you're like, oh, this is a fucking kid, dude, that's broken. This is not some evil fuck. This is a broken kid whose brain has gone to this dark, evil place, but he's a broken kid.
yeah, and
they did that
resentful
for-
of the person that put him there.
Yeah.
I mean, dad didn't knowingly do it, but I'm sure like seeing that kind of stuff at a young age is going to warp him.
And seeing the whole community celebrate him, and he's a hero, and we have to keep up this perfect image to protect the fact that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I have to protect my dad's. Like I have to protect my dad.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
There's that cool like there's that cool moment where when he calls the cops on his pops.
Yeah.
he's like, he asks him first. He goes, "Are you happier now?"
Yeah.
And the dad goes, "Yeah, in some ways." And he goes, "You don't get to be happier.
Yeah.
You don't get to fuck our lives up.
Yeah.
And then leave and be better and feel better." And like, I don't know. I don't have a situation that relates to that, but I can relate to the resentment.
Yeah.
So you leave and then you're just partying and like living your best life
Yeah.
and finding out about your sexuality and all this stuff, and you just leave us with all the fucking problems.
Right. Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
I like Nate's character because it's like you see the balance between nature and nurture, because it's like he resents his father so much, but he's still like just
Is
grew
like-
up like him. Like he turns out to be like him with the anger issues and shit like that. So it's like it's that balance of showing his character. It, to me, is the best character in the show.
Incredible.
Because what he has to go through and then pretend, and the acting is incredible. I like his character.
And you know that motherfucker is from Australia.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can't
I
tell
don't
it
know.
all.
It's too
I don't
can't
like him
tell
no
it
more.
all.
Fuck him.
Son, I was furious because
Fuck,
he's so
another
low key. Like his American accent
It's incredible.
is
He's
really
great.
good
Yeah.
because it doesn't have
Another one. He's fucking
a
Aussie.
geographical location.
Yeah.
like I can't go. He's from California. He's doing like American TV accent.
and you can't detect a hint of anything.
Yes,
You don't hear it at all.
great point about Nate.
The acting on that show in general blows me away. Zendaya, I thought she was good. And season 1, I was like, oh, she's able to be funny in dramatic moments. And there's an episode in season 2 where I was blown
Yeah.
away.
It's episode 6. It's like 5 or 6 where
Yeah.
she carries the whole fucking episode,
Yeah.
and it's truly unreal.
And that episode made me think about you, dude, because I thought about, no, I'm serious. You think about growing up with a family member who's struggling with addiction and how the toll that takes on the entire family.
Yeah.
And you look and you're like, oh yeah, that must be fucked up. But this gives you a view on it.
Yeah.
It gives you a deep insight that's like, buddy, this is fucking rough. You got to go through that.
What I'm really happy that they shared in the show is that like a lot of times addiction is the choice instead of suicide, and you can understand the level of selfishness when you know that person is just going, I'm just trying to stay alive,
Yeah.
and
Barely.
it takes all of my thinking to keep me alive.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm being selfish, and like it's not like Cassie's character, for example. Like Cassie's selfishness, or she's like self-absorbed or whatever it is, but it's like it's not like she's on the verge of suicide.
Right.
Right? She's self-absorbed because like I don't know, and it's not even
She's
self-absorption.
broken as well. You see her and she just never got love from the guy that was supposed to love her.
So she's
that guy
searching for that
actively
love.
chose drugs over her.
Yeah.
And to her, she's not looking at his point of
Love
view.
is
She's
her
just-
addiction.
Yeah.
And she's willing to go as far as Zendaya is willing to go for that love. And,
said.
and she's
Really well
willing to
said.
tear everything down, like what happened at the play. But with the Zendaya character, like I don't know, it's just really interesting, and where like I've saw that even with my brother, where it's like he can only focus on himself when he was in those moments. Like that's the only thing he can think about.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's true. And there's this great moment where Zendaya is talking about the addiction, and it's like where she's speaking to Lexi about like what her father is going through.
Yeah.
And she's like, he wakes up every morning wanting to be better for you, and that's the problem.
Yes.
The problem is he doesn't want to be better for himself.
Yeah.
That shit fucking
Insightful, dude.
Dude, the show is so insightful. Each one of these characters, you say three-dimensional, and I'm sure that's kind of what you mean by it,
Yeah.
but like they're so fucking terrifyingly self-aware.
Yeah.
And because they're so self-aware and they reflect a piece of your personality, even if it's small, you start to reflect on those feelings too. I don't know if you guys are going through it and you're like, oh shit, there's a part of me in Nate. There's a part of me in Zendaya. There's a part of me in fucking Maddie and Cassie. All these people represent this little part of me. And now I'm looking at the most raw version of that part. Like none of these people I think are a person. I think these people are all of us together, and then we just highlight that one piece of your personality.
I don't see myself reflected, but it is kind of the same thing where you're looking at, when I say three-dimensional, I mean like normally in a show, there's a dickhead and there's a good person, and now they're starting to get more form, but every single character is a good person.
You don't see
and
yourself
a dickhead
reflected in any
and
of
a
these
troubled
characters?
person. Not as much. I don't look at it and watch and actively be like, oh my God, I'm just like that over and over again. I'm sure it happened in moments where I'm like, oh, that resonates with me in the same way it does with any good show.
Right.
But this, I thought every character, they weren't lazy with a single character. Like every single character, they go through what they're going through, like you said, introspective on the inside.
Yeah.
And you understand why they act the way they act. And they do that with everyone.
There's a really cool moment, like seeing Lexi's character develop and then make this play. Like, yo, you know what's so fire? The last 2 episodes, they had to write a fucking play.
Yeah.
Like, there was a legit Broadway play
Yeah.
that
That's a good
operates
point.
within the episodes of television
It's a good point.
with choreography.
And music too.
Music. I mean,
Son, that fucking musical was
talent.
so funny. Holy shit.
was great.
Yeah, I was dying laughing. And like I'm laughing, and like initially when they're showing this play, the audience is laughing the way theater audience laughs, and then they show this musical scene that's just like overtly gay and like whatever, and I'm dying laughing the way the audience is dying laughing. And I remember being like, "Oh, this is as funny as the audience finds it in the play. It's actually that
it
funny."
is that funny.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about these like relatable moments, like even the girl, I think her name is Kat. She's a fatter girl.
Yeah.
And like that moment where she's like breaking up with the person.
Yeah.
And
Ethan.
it's like Ethan.
Yeah.
And she creates a scenario where Ethan pushes back, and then she kind of gaslights him into thinking that he's the reason why she has to break up. It's like,
and he just doesn't take the bait,
yeah,
which is
that's
great.
every high school relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like somebody was self-aware enough to look at their own behavior or analyze this type of behavior, see where it comes from, and then write it out like beautifully.
Yeah.
And I'm just like blown away by the fucking talent putting this thing together. Like shout out to Sam Levinson.
Sam Levinson's a
but also
beast,
all
dude.
the people the team that he organized for this. Like that moment, you and I actually thought I was like, when we're coming in, I was like, I can talk to Al about that. Like
Yeah.
we've done this.
Yeah.
And also the idea of like being with someone who's really sweet to you and loving, and you're just not.
Yeah.
And there's this part of your brain where it's going, what's wrong with me that I can't just accept this? Do I not love me enough that someone loving me doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
Or am I just not into that person? Like her inner turmoil. Did you not relate to that?
Yes. Like that scene. It seems like
I'm the fat girl too.
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
I'm telling you, shit is great. Yo, Zendaya's sponsor.
Ali.
Oh, Ali. That motherfucker, man.
See, every time he's in a scene, he just takes that.
Boss.
He bodies that
In the
shit.
scene where
Cooking shit.
And the craziest part, he is flamboyantly gay
You're
in
lying.
real life.
You're
son.
lying.
He's like sassy.
No. Fire.
Son,
Fire,
you
dude.
gotta see this motherfucker.
Fire.
That's why.
That's more impressive than the Australian.
Yeah, I know. But
To put on a straight accent like that, that's fire, dog.
Wait a minute. How did you find that out about him?
He was on Ellen.
Interesting.
and so, like-
he was phenomenal.
Yeah. But every scene he's in steals
There's
the
a
show.
scene where
And he's-
Zendaya,
and
like-
he's against Zendaya, and I'm like, woof.
And there's a scene where she like
Every
intentionally hurts
word.
his feelings, and you see him hurt her.
Yeah.
That shit you're like, yo, man, I felt that for you. I felt that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lashing out, the anger,
Yeah.
like the selfishness. And like, dude, I want to talk to Zendaya
Yes.
and I want to ask her how she studied these people, because that world, like NAAA, that world is not easy to be a part of.
Wait, what world is that?
Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics, because it's anonymous. You're not really, I don't want to say supposed to, but I've talked to certain people. I'd be like, yo, this is a fascinating world. Can we share this? And the people that are in AA and NA have said, this is anonymous. And part of the anonymity is not sharing these stories and not sharing exactly what's going on and making this kind of safe space. Obviously, we've seen different versions in film, but like to learn how to be an addict,
Yeah.
I don't know if she had problems with addiction in her life. I'm not sure, but like,
No, she
I
seems like he's got her head on
believe-
straight, which is the most impressive
but
thing
dude,
about
don't
her.
you believe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm looking at, I mean, like, even the way she's like talking, crying, her eyes, sometimes just one will blink. I mean, it sounds like we're blowing smoke, but it was truly.
Nah, I'm blown away by that
She
girl.
deserves an Oscar. To quote Taylor.
That's why it was so funny. Like season 1, I'm trying to tell you how good this show is,
Yeah.
and I think you checked out after the first episode or some shit
Yeah.
like that. You gave it a.
I tried, yeah.
It's too
And I'm like,
wild, I
yo, you
thought.
gotta keep watching.
Season 1, my
And
girl
now
got
you
in.
understand.
Dude, I mean, and you said it, I give you
Yeah.
credit. You have a great eye for TV stuff. I
Yeah.
think you scrutinize quite well with it. But yeah, you were like, you put your foot down. You're like, no, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This is the best show on television. And then it put up fucking Super Bowl numbers.
It
Bro,
should,
the
dude.
ratings on the same day of the Super Bowl were crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I thought season 2 was leaps and bounds better than season 1, which impressed me because season 1 was good. And I thought everybody's acting elevated. It was crazy. Just the way they put the show together on every level impresses me.
There is a scene with Fez's character.
Yeah.
Where he's talking on the phone to Lexi.
Yeah.
And Fez plays this kind of like ethical, moral character, but
Yeah.
doesn't really say anything smart.
Right.
And when they started inserting some like wisdom in his character,
Yeah.
I think there's almost nothing more endearing than like the smart dumb guy. I mean, we literally have a podcast called Brilliant Idiots for this
Yeah.
reason, but like you have no expectation of his intellect, but his like understanding of his surroundings and
Yeah.
his ability to like come together like with these observations. He's this moment where he's talking to Lexi and Lexi's like, you got to have things in common with the person you're dating.
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, why? I don't have anything in common with you. And she's like, yeah, but we both are curious and we're empathic and we ask, good questions and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah, but those aren't things. Those are like the character traits that you don't talk about. And they're having this discussion about why he's
Posting
not on
on
social
social
media.
media,
And she's like, but then you get to see all the things about a person. He's like, no, I like to peel back the layers. You can't find out if someone's empathetic or curious on social media. And he's basically like, I'm not going to weed out the person that I would date based on things that I don't even care about. I don't care if you like cats or not. But if you're empathetic and you're curious and you're these things, that's someone I can get to. And I'm like, yo, give me more of that with this character.
Yeah, and also there's a difference I realized as I got older between like a person who's an intellectual and a person who's wise. And a lot of times the person who doesn't come across as intellectual, didn't read the most books, can't recite poetry to you, that motherfucker's the wisest guy you'll ever meet. And I think Mac had, or what's his name? Fez had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like, go.
Fez reminds me of Duvall a little bit.
Yes.
He just has that, like, he just sees it, can like convey a message like so poignant with the easiest words. I'm like, that's Duvall.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
You know, he'd
dude.
never acted. I said Mac because apparently they just saw him at a restaurant. He's a waiter, and
Tell
they
those
thought he
stories.
looked like Mac Miller. And they were
Yeah.
like, yo, have you ever acted? And he was like, no. And he just kind of like talks like that and is that guy. So they cast him, and I think that's probably why they were thinking, we'll just kill him off pretty quickly if you can't
And
act,
then he
whatever.
just killed it.
And then everybody just loves him, and now it's like they can't get rid of him. I'm rooting for him and Lexi more than any other couple on TV.
This is going to sound corny. I love that he didn't make a move on Lexi.
Yeah, love it.
Maybe I'm growing up or getting old, but I love he just held her hand. Like that was his, I'm going to kiss you.
Yeah.
What is the safest thing you could possibly do to that girl?
Yeah.
It just hold her hand. How you let that girl know you like her without making her feel even the slightest bit uncomfortable? Just hold her hand and watch the fucking show.
And there's the last
awesome.
episode, you see his fragility and his lack of like the drug dealer thing, because he's like talking to that girl Faye, and she's like, "You look handsome." He's like, "You think other girls might think I look handsome too?"
Beautiful.
Like, yeah, he's like a kid, man. They just.
But then why did he choose not to wear the tie?
I think she said it looked better without the tie, right?
Oh, I thought she said, you look handsome with the tie.
Oh, okay.
And then he said that line that I was like, oh, he really wants her.
Yeah.
Not Faye. He wants
Right.
Lexi to find her handsome. And then he chose to not go with it, which was a
that's
more
interesting.
fire outfit
Yeah, for
objectively.
sure,
But
for sure.
maybe I misconstrued the.
Maybe I
the thing.
misunderstood because without the tie looked better for sure.
I thought it was great.
But also, I got from his character that he just didn't have experience with women. Like, it wasn't necessarily he's just being the gentleman. It's like, hey, my entire life, I've just had to take care of Ashtray. I've had a crazy life selling drugs, all this stuff. Like, I had no time for women. So, like, when they were on the couch, he was nervous.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, he's like looking over like this and all that type of stuff. It's like his energy. It's like,
There was
hey,
an
I'm
innocence.
nervous. I like what's going on, but I don't want to ruin it and that type of
Yeah.
stuff. And then he switches back into like what he knows best and fucks up Nate.
That
Oh,
was
the first
fire.
episode.
Oh, you're
That was
talking
the-
about the first
that
couch
was the best
scene.
scene
Oh, I
ever.
was
The
talking
couch
about
scene,
the lean on me or whatever.
I
it
know
was.
that, yeah.
But yo, yeah, the fucking up Nate thing was
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. That was
And like,
incredible.
protect the people you care about. Like there's some Neanderthal in them.
Yeah.
You just want a Neanderthal with wisdom. That's the best human being. If you are a straight up Neanderthal, meaning
being
like
real.
you're an animal instinct with everything, but then at the same time you can like explain your emotions and feelings well. That's all I want to hang out
I
with.
didn't even see that as Neanderthal. I just saw that as that's what his grandma taught him. Like, there's a scene where she goes and fucks somebody up, and she's like, "You have to send a message. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't let this shit slide."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think he was just like, "This girl is here and whatever, but I can't let this shit slide. I have to do this. This is just what has been trained into me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to. I just got to."
Yeah.
And then he said, and he's talking to her, he's like, "You include that part in the play where I fuck Nate up?" That's fire. That's fire, dude.
I love that.
You know what my favorite part about this conversation is?
What?
Do any of the four of you guys know that show is based off of an Israeli show called Euphoria?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
How do you ruin a good
This
episode?
is why,
Can we
dude.
throw
This is
some at
why.
it for that?
Yeah,
Like,
Just
yeah.
give other people their flowers.
For
Ron
Lent-
Lesham.
for Lent, can you
one
give up
Israeli
talking
gave
about-
it to another Jew, and then you got it.
Dude, they're like Canadians, bro. It's like, you know how like
Oh,
a
yeah,
Canadian
yeah,
knows
yeah.
every single famous
Yeah,
Canadian that's
yeah.
ever
You just
existed.
hated that because you got the Aussie, who's the best actor on the show.
Why did they put any Jews on the show then?
Sam Levinson, the creator of the American one, is definitely a Hebrew.
Yeah, but is he Israeli? See, I don't like that you claim Israeli even though you're not Israeli.
You're not even Israeli.
At least Canadians are from there. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Right?
Wow.
I got two grandparents buried in Israel. That's some claim.
Wow, they got
But
married.
that's not your fault. That's the Middle Eastern people's fault. They probably want to go back to Morocco. They're just fucking visiting, and then there's just bombs and shit always happening over there.
Wild
place.
Okay.
Anyway,
That was like when Brits take credit for The Office. They're like,
I'm
the
just saying, you
original
guys have
Office
time
is
now
better.
to
Like,
watch.
Was it?
Son,
Yeah,
we made
was
it
it?
so much better. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like, stop it.
They say that the Israeli or the American version is more
Oh,
sensationalist.
did you think we wanted to keep talking about the Israeli thing?
I want you to.
the lights went out. They heard you. The Israelis that run this fucking building heard us talking shit. What happened, dude?
I was fucking broke my
They're
finger.
coming
right
for you, bro.
I know, geez.
Anyway,
Yo, you know what you said about the characters being so introspective and grounded? I think that's why all the the wild stuff that it isn't believable at all doesn't bother me because the characters are so grounded. Like that episode I talked about with Zendaya. There's also the back half of that episode. She outruns an entire police force, and you want to be like, "This is fucking retarded. What's happening right
it's
now?"
doable.
But from a female drug addict who's currently high,
I mean,
drug
it's
addicts can
no.
run, boy.
If
She
you
on the
know
upper?
if you know the neighborhood, you can hop over shit in
Fair. I
backyards.
just
I'm telling you,
found
you
high
it
energy.
seems like that. Like, and there's little things where writing wise, you're like, oh, this doesn't actually make sense, but you don't care because the characters are so real and grounded and introspective. And it's like, I get all the reality I need out of them. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
So if you start playing with reality outside of them, fine.
Yeah.
These guys are grounded. And I think that's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fantastical shit in there.
I love, it felt like therapy. Like the things that they would say about themselves, and to see people, they're like 16, 17 years old, like this self-aware.
that's unbelievable. But I mean, they had to do it.
Exactly.
To make
And,
the
and
show
I
good.
know
Yeah.
that at that age, it's really hard to be that self-aware, but seeing someone like describe their own behavior
That's fire.
is so cool. Yeah. I just want to talk to the people that like consulted on this. Like, how do you understand human behavior like that?
Oh, so that's why you were so anxious when you were watching it.
Yeah, I'm like, I see myself reflected in so many of these situations.
Because you were texting us nonstop every time the episode dropped.
Yeah, it was like terrifying, but the same way cool that somebody had processed all the feelings. I was like, wow.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it was so well done.
Yeah.
I thought it was just so fucking well. There was like so much wisdom in the show.
Yeah. I tweeted you when you said it's terrifying or whatever. I said it's also the best show on TV, and it's not close. Yeah. It's really not.
Dude, like, I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but like once I got into it, I couldn't go back to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Because I thought that as fun and as like escapism as Yellowstone is, when you're dealing with something that's like so penetrating and like emotionally real.
Yeah.
Even like you said, even the characters aren't really kind of doing these things. Like the emotions that we're talking about here, these are like real things. And then going to Yellowstone, it would kind of like expose it as almost fraudulent. Like I need to do Yellowstone in the same way that I need to do like a Star Trek. You know what I mean? It's just like Game of Thrones. Like this isn't happening, but let me just leave reality and hang out here. This was like I'm already operating reality every day, and it's gonna get realer.
Yeah.
Like I'm operating reality and ignoring some of the dark parts of it. And this is you're not gonna ignore shit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's there's a better example than this, but it's almost like, you know, the way people describe doing drugs and then you go back to reality and it's like, I can't go back. That's how it's like watching a show like this and then go to a show like Yellowstone. It's like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm in this. I've been exposed to this now. This is what it's got to be.
Watching the show and then coming back from reality feels like drugs.
Yeah.
Reality is like, oh, I'm high off of something where I don't have to deal with all this fucked up shit that exists.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I can ignore some of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, man. I just thought it was so cool.
And you switched from that and then immediately to the Kanye doc.
Yes, Kanye doc.
You're through episode 1?
I'm
Finished?
through episode 1.
Okay.
I knew this was gonna happen. You guys bigged it up so much that I And I asked, right? I was like, don't tell me about it because I don't want to go in looking for why it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if somebody goes, yo, this is the best pizza you ever had in your life. As a New Yorker, you're like, all right, let me try this pizza. And the expectation is set so high that it's never going to live up to that. So I've only watched one. There were some parts in it that were really awesome. Mm-hmm. His mom.
Amazing. Amazing.
His mom is a beautiful soul, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is, I mean, she's just raw, like love and support.
Yeah.
Like,
and guidance and wisdom and like,
yeah, but like laughing with him. And like anytime he's like arrogantly confident, she's like, yeah, go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just this beautiful, it almost feels like he can be the purest version of himself around her.
yeah.
And it's like, how do you pour over all that footage to find those moments?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is like what the patience that must require.
Yeah.
I mean, it took 10 years to come out.
Yeah, and he's
a lot
probably
of
still
it.
filming.
Yeah.
And think how they started filming in 2000 or 2001 or whatever it was. It's probably like cassette tapes
On
or
film,
discs
dog.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's brutal to go through that as opposed to digital.
Yeah.
Digital is so much easier to find footage.
What did you guys think about it? I don't want to cloud anything with my. I thought it was.
I'm going to try to keep it to episode 1, and then we'll
Yeah.
talk all the way through on Tuesday.
Next week. I'll have it
Yeah.
finished.
Through episode one, I remember that moment with his mom specifically when she said a giant looks in the mirror and still sees nothing. I was like, that's what he lost. That's what he lost along the way.
Oh, when she was trying to.
She was like, you're arrogant, and that's good. Your confidence is good. He was like, am I too arrogant? She was like, no, you need to be like this. But remember, a giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
Did she say nothing or just like
Sees himself.
Sees himself? She doesn't see a giant,
He doesn't see a giant,
and that
which
is
is better.
Yeah, that's important because you shouldn't see nothing.
Yeah.
You should just see you.
But I took that from, the wording is better for sure, but I was like, oh,
Yeah, your
he looks
wording
in the
is
mirror.
really bad.
You could never be Kanye's
Nah,
mom.
Like,
he's
objectively
actually correct. She does say nothing, but she meant
sure
saying
she
it.
says nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you guys
check
are
the tapes.
losers.
I'll check the
So you
tapes.
guys are stupid
I'll
idiots.
check the tapes. I'm
check
gonna check the
the
tapes.
So you guys are stupid idiots.
You're right.
You guys are stupid idiots. But the point is, there's going to be flying cars in a couple years. But the point is, that's what he lost. I think at a certain
We
point.
get it. The Israelis were the first ones to think of the flying car. Yeah. Okay.
At a
Okay, I
certain
think she
point-
says he sees nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you fact check that, you dork?
Well, that's because giants can't see their reflection.
Vampires.
Okay.
But now I think it hit a point where he looked in the mirror and saw a giant. And and dude, when you watch this, you're so like, this motherfucker, I see a lot of why he is the way he is. A lot of it.
Cares about his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of yeah. I mean,
What are you
wearing
talking-
retainers all the time is impressive.
Son, he got into an accident.
This is
No,
prior.
this is episode 1.
Episode
That's
1.
before the accident?
Yeah, he's just wearing
Oh,
retainers all the
shit, I
time,
know
and it's
that.
like non-stop retainers.
Yeah,
It
I
looked
think
like
he
got
just got his
into
braces
two
off.
accidents. There's something wrong with his jaw, and even in the first episode.
Yeah, no, his
Oh, I
shit.
thought that
Yeah,
was
he acted like the jaw,
post-accident.
like the accident fucked up. His jaw been fucked up. But I think he had just gotten braces off, so he's
Yeah, there's
whatever.
moments with the braces.
Yeah.
as well, but like
you
he is
see-
diligent with the retainers. It's hard.
God bless him. That's a dedicated man.
Yeah.
But you see everybody overlooking him. You see where that chip on his shoulder comes from. Everybody's playing this guy out.
Yeah.
Really?
Welcome to entertainment, fam. Like you think every single person
Of all people.
From everything comes nothing. Shut the fuck up from
all
you.
people,
It's your
son?
entire marketing strategy. Oh, fuck you, dude. I'll walk off this fucking podcast. I remember going to LA and every network saying no. I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you.
Of all people, I would have thought you would be the
You are Kanye.
Oh my god.
it's kind of mid. Like listen. Everybody.
I can't believe you saw yourself in Euphoria and not Kanye.
Yeah,
Everybody.
this as well.
No, I'm sure there's moments like that I thought were like
So crazy.
I don't know. I thought there was moments really beautiful. I just like there's one thing I don't know if there was ever a push in the industry to stop Kanye from being a rapper. There was always acknowledgement of his talent and skill, right?
No. As
Did
a producer.
you watch the first
As a
episode?
producer.
As a producer,
Yes.
As a producer,
Correct.
Right, but it's not like there was a conversation amongst execs going, "We're not going to put that guy on as a rapper." There was a conversation amongst execs going, "This guy's a killer fucking producer. He's awesome at production, and we don't know if he can also do the rap thing. There wasn't like a concerted effort to stop him from rapping.
Yeah.
And he's rapping in front of his peers, and like, fucking when he raps that 2 words with Mos Def, and like
Fire.
Mos Def sees him spit,
Fire.
and he's like, oh, like you could see the look on Mos Def's face where he's like, holy shit.
Yeah, but that
Again,
whole
that's
whole
you.
time, that whole
Your
time he's
peers
trying.
should have, if they didn't, they were wrong. Should have seen this
Yeah.
guy fucking got it. But the execs were always like, I don't get it. We're gonna do this thing, and you see more of that in episode 2 when he signs with Rock, and they're like, well, we would do the Kanye thing, but we got to make a PD Crack video. So you see them being like,
They're holding
Dame
him up.
admits it in episode 2.
Dame Dash like, they're like, yo, we're gonna give you an album, and then he goes, okay, bet. When's it gonna come out? They go, later. Maybe we'll put it out later. But they don't want to keep. They want to keep him on retainer at Rock, so that he keeps.
So they keep on giving the beats.
producing for
Okay, I guess what I'm going is like, yeah, I guess going into it, I was just like, I thought this was quite normal. Like, you're in a very coveted industry, you're gonna get rejected, you're gonna say no in the industry, right? But it's like, if he was this, put it this way, if he was killing his music was out and killing, and he still wasn't getting looks from the industry, then that's weird. But as far as I'm concerned, he's not doing these shows and killing all over and then not getting
Well,
it.
also keep in mind, this is what I was going to say to you. You really did change comedy, but you had the opportunity to put clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
1999, 2000, 2001, that did not exist.
That's
We
important.
were lucky to
gatekeepers.
have cable internet.
That's right. There were gatekeepers, and the gatekeepers wouldn't let him in.
Exactly.
Got you.
That's
Okay.
you have to keep context in mind. Dog, he was in New York pre 9/11. I'm not that
Okay.
9/11 had an impact, but that's the time period we're talking about.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, I don't think wanting to be a rapper and having people around you say no is a novel experience.
Correct.
I assume that's what most people that want to be rappers go through, and I assume most successful rappers will relate to that. My feeling is the first time DMX ever rapped, it was not like some executive from Def Jam goes like, "You're the next guy." I feel like all of them did it. The only difference with Kanye is he had specific access to these network execs for them to say no that a young rapper didn't have because of the beats. So he's making the beats for all these famous people, and now he gets to ask these famous people for him to be a rapper, whereas the young rapper that is coming up doesn't get to go to Jay-Z, yo, after you do this song, do you think I could get a deal?
Well, the DMX story is actually he had his jaw
I don't know.
wired shut because it had been broken. This is a fire story too. And then he got an opportunity to spit for like Leor Cohen and Irv Gotti or something. And then he started rapping so fucking hard and ferociously that the prongs on his jaw broke open. And then Leor Cohen said to Irv, "We have the pick of the litter," which is just such a Jewish thing to say. DMX got signed because an exec heard him. Now, not that he didn't struggle before that, but an exec heard him, was like, "This is a guy. Let's go."
Is that you like Ukrainian propaganda behind that story, you think?
Oh, this guy don't believe nothing no more, dude. You don't believe nothing no more.
No. I'm fucking right. I didn't know that was DMX's story, and that story is absolutely fire.
Now
and
you hear
Leor
those stories.
Cohen was like not
The guy.
he was the guy back then,
Yeah.
right? Head of Def Jam. Was
Yeah,
it
and then
Universal
Dr.
or
Dre heard an
something?
Eminem
Def
album,
Jam.
was like, "This is the guy." The difference with Kanye is all those guys heard Kanye and were like, "Nah." Even like Jay-Z wasn't sold. Anybody who could do anything. Raucus, they show some A&R from Raucus Records who was like the backpack rapper joint, like Talib Kweli and
I
Mos
remember
Def.
Raucus, yeah.
I
Right
used
there
to
on Broadway.
Yeah, I used to fuck with Raucus, and they were like, this dude was like, "You're it." This A&R was like, "You're it." And then he
Yeah.
passed it up to his higher-ups, and they were like, "Nah, we don't get it."
It's like, to give you an example, it's like, hey, you're huge in podcasting. Imagine if no one would check you for your comedy. And you're like, guys, I do stand-up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in this to do stand-up. But they're like, no, just keep podcasting. Like, that's what you do. So if he has that frustration, is that the thing he really wants to do,
Yeah.
no one's giving him a shot
also
or paying
weird
attention to it.
because his success is at odds with the label too.
Yeah.
Because the more successful he gets, the less,
less
he's able,
beats he gonna make
the less
for the
he's kicking
label.
beats. He's gonna keep all his best beats
yeah.
to rap over. So like, no, don't rap over slow jams. Give that to someone else. Don't rap over whatever.
It wasn't even the fact that they thought he couldn't rap. It's that making him a rapper hurts the label's business.
Also, quite
And they
possible.
thought he
But
couldn't
even,
rap.
I think even...
It's a combination.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a combination,
That.
sure, but like they've given deals to worse rappers, bar wise, right? We've had some horrible rappers out there, but if you notice that everything this guy produces ends up being a banger, and you're like, holy shit, like, because they're not stupid. These label execs understand shit. They know Pharrell is nice at making beats. They know Dre is nice at making beats, and they know that the producers are the ones who make the hits. So if they got the next producer guy and they're like,
They're looking at Jay-Z's record and they go, yo, what are the top songs that came off this album?
And every time it's so they're like, we could have him just work on his shit, or we could have him work on everybody at Rockefeller's shit.
Yeah.
And do we want to make money off one guy, or do we want to make money off 6 guys?
Exactly.
Well, they also didn't. I think they also didn't think they could sell his music because if you think about what the landscape of hip hop
It
was,
was so different.
there wasn't place for a guy to make an entire album about not going to college.
Yeah.
We're thugs, bro. Motherfuckers are selling drugs.
I liked what he said in the doc about
Yeah.
that. That was fire.
Yeah, and he was like, "That's not me. I'm not.
Like,
gonna,
I'm a creator. I'm an artist. Like, whatever I put out is me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It was in a car. It was in that like Rolling Stone
Yeah.
guy. Was
He was like, "Look, I'm not like I didn't grow up in the suburbs, but like, yeah, which he did kind of, but." He was like, I grew up in a rough street, but I wasn't out there. I was focused. I had ambition, so I'm not gonna rap about these things I didn't do.
Yeah.
But to labels, it's like, nah, PD Crack. Crack is in the name. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Or go, Mark.
I think Kanye has to make a decision where he comes from like, I guess not a super wealthy family, and now he's getting paid to make these songs, and he's getting paid well.
Yeah.
Producing for Blueprint. Like
Yes.
he's getting paid a lot of money.
Yes.
It's like changing his family's life. And he goes, okay, do I stick with where I'm at? Am I happy with the money I'm making? I've already gotten myself out of my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or do I go for broke, potentially risk my relationship with the label, bet everything on myself, throw away all the money I've already made, and try to make it happen for me, Kanye?
Okay. I understand that. That makes sense. I guess where I was looking at was that I think rejection in our industry is quite normal.
Right.
The difference, the advantage that like I had in coming up was that I had another outlet.
Yes.
And to continue to experience rejection after the other outlet where I had like proven the concept, that was like frustrating. I wonder if Kanye could put out his own shit, if he would still get rejection, or if he would be one of these like SoundCloud rappers that explodes and then all of a sudden the labels go, let's blow you up.
That would happen.
That
Then the
would,
label
right?
would be
Yeah.
like, yo, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But imagine, again, no YouTube, so he would have to make his own mixtape and then distribute it
The
all over the
frustration.
country.
Yeah.
There's like no real way to do this.
So that's why he feels specifically blocked.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, yo, y'all know I'm nice at making music.
Yes.
And I know what good music is, not only because I make it, but I make it with these guys who are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I put out my own shit, or I make my own shit, and I listen to both. And I'm like, nah, this is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And you're listening to tracks that are like, now him, it was like heartbreaking to watch when he goes and raps in the offices of Def Jam and they're ignoring him. But I also empathize with them a bit, where it's like, why are you coming to my office just rapping?
No, but
yo?
they weren't ignoring. Like, that one girl was into it. She was laughing at the line, and then she stops and she's like, do you hear that line?
So
Called her Alexis. Or
I heard this from Wayno because he was working at Def Jam at the time, and he's like, Kanye would do that multiple times
to get the video.
the good take.
Yeah. That's
So
the other
that was
thing with the
probably
doc.
like her 6th time of
that's
Kanye
hilarious.
performing this in front of her.
That's hilarious. That's corny.
That's
as
the other
fuck.
important thing to
Yeah.
recognize about the documentary is that it's telling a story. Like any
And
documentary
he's
does.
decided what the story
And
is.
this is
sort
the
of.
brilliance of Cootie narrating. Even though I don't find him, I say he's a very like disengaging when he talks. It's so slow. It makes it seem less like MJ's talking all through Last
Seems
Dance.
authentic, dude.
So it seems like MJ, you can tell MJ's controlling the whole thing. He's
Yeah.
talking to the camera. Kanye, you never see talking to the camera, you never hear narrating.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's removed from it.
Yeah, it
and you
seems
think
more,
it's less biased.
Seems, yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
it's just as biased as
Per
Last
the
Dance.
interviews, he really did not have involvement. Like there was an initial part where he wanted Final Cut. I think Kanye even made a post on it, and Cootie kind of pushed back. And in the end, he just says, "Watch it with the people you love." And believe that.
He definitely
he got Final Cut. Yeah,
he definitely approved it.
And if nothing else,
Like,
you know this
he
guy's
approved.
going to do the most flattering version of you because he worked on this for 20 years and you're all he has.
Also, Netflix is not going to put out anything from Kanye West that he doesn't approve because Netflix likes to use Kanye West music sometimes.
Yeah.
And if that was going to sever that relationship forever, there's no fucking way.
yeah.
They also
Great
want
point.
the Kanye cosign. They want Kanye promoting
Yeah.
the fuck out of it,
That's
right?
a great point, yeah.
Now, you were about to say something about the doc, understanding that it's a story.
That's just documentaries in general. It's like people watch documentaries and go, oh, this is the truth because it's real footage and it's real people. And it's like, it's sort of the truth. I mean, I don't think there's any lies necessarily in the Kanye doc.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a specific select version of the truth.
I don't want to come across as a hater, bro. I heard so many stories of rappers coming up, and it was
No,
like,
I don't think you're a hater.
I
I think
sold mixtapes out the back of my truck, and it's like, well, you did that because somebody wouldn't give you the opportunity to sell it, and then you like every rapper killed it. Like J. Cole moved to New York, and like, well, how do you do it again? He was like, I interned at Def Jam, or like I got a random disc into Def Jam. Like
he rhymes in front of somebody.
yeah,
I
like
forgot how
you
but
hear
he was grinding for a while.
He was like
Yeah.
I made these beats myself. Like even Russ, you know what I mean? Like I'm out there, I'm making all these songs. I'm doing like I don't think that it is a unique situation to be able to be turned down by record labels. I think that's quite common for all rappers coming up.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Like
And
how is that any different than most rappers?
yeah,
Everyone has struggled to make it to someplace. I just think the way he describes his struggle, it's like, hey, I've been making beats since I was 13. Like he's been wanting to be the person that he already sees himself as since he was 13.
Yeah. Practicing the Grammy
it's
speech.
a long time of frustration of being turned down. It's not like somebody who just like wants to rap and then 4 years later they get put on. Like this is a decade worth of no's.
It's
Do
also,
I seem like a hater? Now
No,
you made me
I
feel
don't think
bad.
so.
Like,
I don't
I was
think it-
honestly trying to be objective.
you
Like,
did call it
felt
mid.
like-
You did say it was mid.
no, not the documentary. I didn't. I think there was like really beautiful parts of it, and I'm in. I'm gonna watch through, but
I just felt like you thought it was built up too much, and then you're like, it's not what everybody
all
said.
right, then
it was.
that was then I retract that statement.
Okay.
But I don't think it is that unique. Even in comedy, I don't think it's that unique that people aren't given opportunities to do stand up. Like you also weren't giving opportunities to do
No,
stand up.
no, but then there was an avenue for us.
Exactly.
That you showed us, and you should get credit for that, but you had access to it, whereas back then there was no access to it.
And that resonates and that
Yeah.
makes sense.
But uniqueness isn't what makes it great. I'm not watching it for like uniquity. I'm watching it because it's like telling a story that I think everyone can relate to.
yes,
what I mean?
perseverance,
Yeah,
endurance,
like-
believing in oneself,
Yeah, like people have
manifestation.
gone through like
manifestation.
even Kanye's struggle is nothing compared to anyone else's struggle 200 years ago. Like it's not unique in human experience, but it's
Yeah.
unique in the sense that I'm living this life one time and he's reflecting me.
Confidence.
Yeah.
And not to bring this back to Euphoria, but there's a line from Maddie in Euphoria in Lexi's play where Maddie basically says that I just decided to be confident.
Yeah.
And she says the thing, she's like, here's the thing about confidence. Nobody can prove whether it's based on something or not. It just exists. I'm butchering it.
Right.
It just exists. And I thought about that when I was watching the Kanye doc. And it's like, if confidence is the most important thing in life, if it's 90% of everything, just believing that you can do something. And it's not necessarily based on anything. We know people that should be so fucking confident. There are girls that should be so fucking confident based on the way they look, and they're the most insecure. If confidence is a fucking choice, now we can chalk confidence up to a bunch of different things, but if at the end of the day, it is a fucking choice, and maybe it's having your mother believe that you're the most bright shining star in the world, or having my father, or my parents, or whoever these people are in our lives, or like siblings, family members, whatever. So having someone believe in you, and that's the light that start. Those are like the embers that end up starting the fire. But that someone else believe in you, seeing what confidence can do. Like that motherfucker. Say whatever you want about it. He was confident, Kanye, in it, and it is so in the dude. Even like in his jokes. Like he has jokes. I'm watching this shit. Like he thinks like a comic a bit. His analogies. He's like when the guy says, "Yeah, he kind of wants to get like the beats for free," and he goes, "Nah." He was like, "That's like I'm a TV store, and you
Yeah.
come in and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm the best at watching TV." It's like, well, I sell TVs. like just for his brain to try to explain something in a funny way.
Right. Yeah.
And multiple times he did that, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, here is an example of confidence meeting talent. But he even recognizes how valuable fucking confidence is.
Yeah.
Like you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't believe you could do it, it ain't gonna get done.
Yeah.
So how do you manifest that?
Yeah, my thought, whenever I see that confidence, I'm like, yo, there was still like a humility and a warmth to him that I was like, where did this go? Because if you're watching episode 1, there's like a, I don't know, warmth is the word I kept thinking of. And humility's like a little dose of humility, I think is what Donda was saying you should have. Be confident as fuck, but have that little dose of humility. And I thought he had that, and then somewhere along the lines it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious. And I watch moments, I wish you'd seen episode 2, because there's a moment in episode 2 where I'm like,
Say it.
well, and again, Mark was saying he could just be crowd control, and there's definitely an aspect of just showmanship, but like, first, he makes a Through the Wire video on his own, and it's a fucking dope thing how he does it, and like, he's doing this release for his friends, like a viewing of it, and he's talking wild shit, kind of talking shit on the label, like, yo, I've been paying for my money out of my own pocket, the label's not doing nothing, and then Dame walks in, you see Conley suddenly get kind of meek. And he suddenly kind of is deferential and is like, oh, hey, are you, hey. And then you see his whole speech shift. and be a little bit less disrespectful and a little bit less like, I did this on my own. And then you see the album come out, and then Dame is like, yo, I was wrong about this guy. He's a fucking talent. And then the album...
You just kept doing that. It's popping.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then the album debuts number 2 on the charts. And then you see Kanye at an album release thing, and then the audience is going wild, and he just goes, silence. And the audience goes deaf. And it's like, or goes quiet. And he's like, yo, that could just be showmanship, or that could be the beginning of Kanye going full Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, that moment was like, you see 1 or 2 moments of that in the end of the second episode after he's got success. And it's like, oh, that is another documentary I want to see. Where does he go from this confident but still slightly humble and endearing kid to this full-blown, I am God?
Insecurity.
Continue?
Insecurity makes you shell up. Confidence keeps you humble. And I think it's when insecurity outshines your confidence. Let's say you're on that 50-50. You know, I've probably said this a bunch of times, but like, you need to be insecure enough to get better and confident enough to actually do something.
Yeah.
And when that insecurity comes over, right, it's very hard to persevere. And one way to persevere is to pretend like that doesn't exist at all. I don't need to be humble because I'm perfect. Now, why would you need to tell yourself that?
Right, because you're insecure.
Yeah. And maybe there's a moment in the first one, I don't know if you guys, maybe if you guys think that this has anything to do with it, but like, remember when he goes back to Chicago
Yeah.
and he gets some hate?
Yeah.
And it's like, that is what happens. And everybody keeps talking about it. Memphis Bleak was talking about it. Everybody's talking about, yo, once you get great, you will get some hate. Because there's only one way to go when you're on top, or there's only one way to go when you've grown past the people that were your peers, etc. They have to look for a justification as to why they are not in your position. And maybe he started to experience more of that hate. Here's this guy who's riding so hard for Chicago. Like, everything in the thing is about how amazing Chicago is. The most beautiful city I've ever been to. He sees the picture of the Chicago play. He's walking around Times Square. Yo, take a picture with this, like, Chicago. And then goes back to Chicago, and motherfuckers he started with are hating because a journalist didn't put his shout out to them in the article.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, man.
Yeah. And I wonder if, because I also noticed that, and I was like, where did that Chicago love go? He still kind of has it here and there, but it ain't the same.
Chi-Town raised me.
Yeah. The whole thing is, the whole first album, there's a moment in the episode 1 where another rapper's like saying, Chicago, I don't like your city, it's too cold. And Kanye goes, yo, don't ever say you don't like Chicago.
That's an actor, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you recognize the guy. Fuck.
Ed Wood was in, I don't think it was him talking. I know Ed Wood, who plays
was in the
Avon
room?
Barksdale and all
Yeah,
that. He
yeah,
was
yeah.
like hanging out with Mos Def and them as they were rapping. I was like, yo, this kid got it, which is dope. But I remember that and being like, yo, where did the Chi-Town like ride or die for your city go? Not that you can't lose it. It's not bad that you, but I definitely notice it's not as much there anymore.
Maybe it feels like Cap since he doesn't live there anymore.
Maybe. I don't feel the same attachment to Dallas as I used to, so maybe it's just I've been gone too long.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was. Yeah, there were moments in that. Yeah, there's definitely moments in that. He's an incredibly engaging character, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe these are like the most engaging moments in the last decade, but he's fun to listen to. He's fun when he talks. He's fun when he reacts. It's fun when he kind of thinks things out in real time, when he's trying to like explain situations. Yeah, he's just kind of fun. And the confidence or straight insanity to just like rap in front of people like that.
Yeah.
Bro, when he raps in front of Ghostface and Ghostface acknowledges it, you know, the what song is he rap? Remember, he's in the studio with Ghostface and he's going over some beats. Do you remember that? It's in episode 1.
Scarface?
Yeah,
Scarface, I remember.
yeah.
Scarface. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ.
Scarface. The funniest part is Kanye takes out his retainers. And then, I
puts
didn't know
it on
that was
the
episode
table.
2 or 1. And Scarface is like, yo, don't put your fucking retainers on the table, yo. What is that?
Yeah. And he doesn't take them off the table.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
He even
It's a good
takes
point.
a CD out of a case and puts it in, and he could just place the retainers on the CD. Doesn't do it. And it raps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's again.
But even that, like, the portion of that he chose to highlight was the fact that Scarface says, "Oh shit, that was dope," or whatever the case is. Not the fact that Scarface decided to leave and not record.
And not record.
yeah, I was wondering.
Like
that.
his eyes, like, hey, I'm looking at glass half full always.
And he says that in the
Yeah.
thing. He's like, and dude, there's like weird connections between Euphoria and Ye, but like, What? Why?
No, it's just that you just seen Euphoria now. Everything is Euphoria.
Well, it's obviously what I do, right?
Yeah.
But in the idea that like you have to choose how you're going to see life. And Kanye's like, yo, it's always glass half full. Like, why did that happen? And then there's a section where Zendaya goes, you have to put meaning. I'm always looking for the meaning of life. And now I'm learning is like, you put that meaning on it. And that's a Duval thing right there. It's like perspective is everything.
Yep.
Like, you know, the story he always tells about like his friend dying of cancer. He's like, it's a gift. I go, what? How the fuck is a gift? He goes, I had 3 years to do everything I possibly could have done with my best friend. Like most people don't even get to say goodbye.
Yeah.
They just find out that day. It's like, we did everything that he ever wanted to do in his life. And then I got to say goodbye for 3 years. And it's just like having that perspective. And Kanye got that fucking early. And I bet that's from his mom, where it's just like things don't happen to me.
Yeah.
They happen for me.
Yeah. And it's crazy also that his mom was such a fan of his music.
Yo,
And,
knew
like,
the
knew
bars,
the songs,
bro.
knew the lines. She remembered like early shit that wasn't even on an album. She was like, do that.
Hey, yo, mom, step it up.
Right though. Yo, 100%.
Nah, that's fire though. It's so fire.
Yeah.
But it's like, and you can see, and I'm not at this point in the doc, but I can imagine her passing. I understand how hard it was for her. Like, she was a solid piece of who he is.
Your confidence.
Yeah.
That's your confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an ego death. Like, yeah, I think it was her death that sends him into psychosis.
Why?
Because she is him. Like, she is embodying like aspects of his mental health. Wherever he goes, she goes. Like, they're doing benefits and charities together. And he's so dependent on her as a human being just through his whole life. I'm assuming his dad isn't around. We don't see him at all in the doc. So it's like she's literally his life force, and then she dies through not even like natural means or even like, I don't know, like accidental means, in the sense that like it was like some freak accident. It was like a cosmetic procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was avoidable.
Yeah.
It's not like she was getting surgery because she had some
He probably
disease.
paid
And he
for it.
probably paid for
And he
it. Oh,
probably
yeah,
was
yeah,
like fine with her doing it.
Absolutely.
That would kill you.
And then he marries into the Kardashians.
Which is,
Like-
I remember Charlamagne said that he's acting like a guy who lost his mom. He's marrying porn stars. He's like, you know, he's talking all this crazy shit. He's acting like a guy who lost his mom.
Not only porn stars, he's marrying women that glamorize cosmetic surgery. Like the thing
Because
that
they don't need it anymore.
like the thing
They keep
like-
getting it though.
like the thing that killed his mother is also the family that he's marrying into.
Keep on going on that.
Like,
I don't know
you
if
what I
that's
mean?
necessarily.
Yeah, but this
the
is fun.
connection.
Like, even if I
know.
like this, like conspiracy stuff. Like, let's
You
go.
never
Let's
took
go.
social studies, bro? This
Yeah.
is fucking,
This is Euphoria. We're doing Euphoria
lit,
right now.
bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
AP
yeah.
lit. No, but like I think we've even mentioned this before on the pod. Like his mother dies of like cosmetic procedure, and then he marries into the family that has popularized and glamorized cosmetic procedures in America. Like pre Keeping Up with Kardashians and post Keeping Up with Kardashians, like cosmetic surgeries in the United States have gone crazy.
I love this type of like retrofitting meaning on things.
Yeah.
I love it. That being said, if you're as famous and successful as Kanye, the woman that you marry is most likely gonna have plastic surgery.
Not gonna have plastic surgery. The person
Have
that
had.
popularized plastic surgery for all
You're
women.
That's
in
the
America.
queen of plastic
Yeah, the
surgery.
queen of it is a little bit different. But no, but here's an interesting one. Do you think if Donda is alive and he goes, yo, I want to marry that Kim Kardashian girl, do you think that she instills some different wisdom
She's
in
not
him?
putting her foot down and saying you can't marry her, but I think she's talking him out of it.
Guys,
I have no idea.
he was with Amber Rose while his mom was still alive.
Oh, really?
Good point.
Yeah. And
No plastic surgery though.
yeah.
So Mark, your whole point just went to shit. Yo.
So, like,
wait, what?
Your whole point just went to
what
shit.
was my
yo.
point?
That's ego death, and that's what sent him
Yeah,
into the
nah,
tailspin. If you wife and Amber Rose, you started down that motherfucking path, boy.
he likes
Amber's the shit.
What was
He
Amber
likes
Rose like in 2008?
fat asses and small
Oh, she was-
That's
she
what
was-
he likes.
Bro,
This-
can I be honest with you?
even in the
She
part
might
in
have
the
been number
doc.
one,
No.
bro. Back in the day,
What?
Amber might have been number
Oh
one.
yeah, she had like a good 3 years where she was top dog,
bro.
top
It was
dog. And it wasn't even
crazy.
debatable.
While they were together?
Yeah, I think
Like
he put her
leading
on.
up
Like,
to leading up to like
I thought he put her on. I thought it was like,
well, I mean, in this black hip hop circles, like
Right.
people knew who she was.
oh,
like,
and then it became mainstream after
yeah,
that.
almost like people knew Cardi from the strip club before Cardi was Cardi.
And then-
she
yeah,
was like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, I don't think
yeah.
he marries Kim because of his mom's death. I just think there's like an irony to it.
Or he liked fat ass. Because in the doc, he goes and picks out a porn mag, and it
Black
was
Tail.
like
What happened to that, Kanye?
fat asses.
It's called Black Tail Magazine.
But it's
He goes,
also
$8.
it's also a magazine devoted to girls with really fat asses.
yeah.
And he likes that.
That's his type.
That was
What do you guys?
explained
I
in the
mean,
title.
what do you guys think about the re-up right now? Like, did you see the new girl that he's
Yeah,
with?
that looks like him.
Yeah.
Good for him, dude. That's the best move.
Okay, go on that.
Just date somebody that, look, I miss my girl. She don't want me, so let me just date a girl that looks just like her.
I mean, how easy is that to do with a Kardashian now?
It's so, dude, it's so easy.
Right? Like, they've literally changed the way that like women see beauty.
Isn't it funny that the girl that looks like her is a black girl? Like, they talk about the Kardashians blackfishing and stuff like that, which is like basically kind of like make themselves appear black but never, you're not black.
Yeah.
And then the girl that looks most like her, they've done it so much. The girl that looks most like her is a black girl.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is. So it's like, who's looking like who?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Kanye can say, I just went to the source, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this girl's very beautiful, the new one he's dating. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I want to finish this, and I'm excited to talk about it when we finish it, because I think we'll have a much more holistic view of the whole thing. And
You've already finished?
I'm on episode 2. No, episode 3. When you said you hadn't watched it, and I was prepping. I was like, all right,
All right, fuck it.
working on
Drop
this shit.
today, right? That one drops today.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what else we got, guys? What else we got?
You want to talk about any NBA stuff? John Morant going crazy, 55-point game or whatever.
Yo, he's the everybody's favorite player in the league right now. If your favorite player is not John Morant, I don't know what you're thinking.
How do the Knicks get him, bro?
Yo, RJ Barrett's been playing though.
Yeah, he just got to learn how to shoot. It's the only thing. It's like if RJ, and apparently he works really hard. This is what I have from like my NBA guys. Like he really works, and he just got to figure out his shot because he can get to the cup and he can finish.
He's too hot and cold, bro. Because
Yeah.
a month ago he was bumming it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you can't do?
yeah.
You can't draft Canadians high. You just can't. Jamal Murray, exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it's just not worth
What
it.
about Steve Nash? Is he Canadian?
Yeah, but he didn't
Wasn't
pick him
drafted
high.
high.
Yeah, you can't use a high draft pick on a Canadian. It's too much pressure for them. They don't like the pressure. Even Drake was like an underdog story. And I mean,
There's something interesting to that in that like big fish, small pond. Is that the term?
Yeah.
So like, then you enter the NBA and you are a medium-sized fish in the biggest pond, and it's hard to adjust your ego for that. All these like American players, like if they're pretty good, have been going to these camps every single summer and getting humbled.
Yeah.
Because they come up playing against the best guys that are a year older.
Right.
And they're going, oh, I'm so nice in my little town. Oh, I'm so nice in New York or Queens. Or I'm so nice in Calabasas. And then you go to the camp where all the nice motherfuckers come and you're like, oh shit, there's levels.
Yeah.
And I imagine the Canadians are also getting invited to these things now. But if it's already not as popular a sport in Canada, you are the superstar of your tiny little town.
Yep.
So you're going to be getting gassed up and then humbled in a crazy way. Whereas if you go up playing ball in New York or California or Chicago, it's like you're going to get humbled maybe a couple times a season.
He'd have been working on that jumper from middle school. First time he played AAU ball, he'd have been like, I got to work on my shot. What the fuck?
Yo, real talk, if a population is small, how many even tall people are you playing against? Like, think about that. Like, you come from a province, and I think he's from Ontario, so there's a lot of people. But, like, how many literal 6'9" guys are you even playing against? Why would you learn how to shoot? You're going to be the tallest guy that you hoop against 90% of the time. You don't got to shoot over nobody.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't it depend if it's more concentrated though? Like,
Keep going.
Like if you're growing up in like, I don't know, any other city. Like if you grew up in Toronto, are there going to be less tall people in Toronto than there are in like Chicago? Like if you're playing across all of Canada, maybe.
No, but I think that more of those tall people will be inclined to play hockey. So you're going to, lose some
I see.
to another sport. Whereas in New York, if you're tall,
You're playing ball.
bruh, you're short or tall, you're playing ball. Maybe down south, some bigger people play football. Maybe though.
Yeah, but even then, you're probably, if you're good at both, you're probably going to go basketball. because
Until college, you're
longevity
hooping
and
as
all
well.
that. Yeah.
So it's like where I imagine hockey just dominates your time. And then you start playing like even like semi-professional, even like high school, I think.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know, but like at a certain point in time, like if you want to learn how to develop a jump shot as a tall guy, it's either got to be cultural. That's the European shit where like they just play a different game. So you have to learn how to shoot because shooting is part of their game. Or you're playing against other tall dudes and you're like, I got to find a way to get this shot off.
Yeah.
Or you just got naturally feathery touch. Some people just got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just don't have touch.
What do you think of LeBron saying that he wishes there were no fans in the arena?
LeBron, bruh.
Did you see this?
Yeah. I think I showed it to you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But like, did you see that?
You got a phone?
No, I didn't see that.
He said like we're being accosted by the fan, and fans are going too far. Like fans, I'm someone who likes to talk shit during a game, and I think it's a lot of fun.
There's a line.
Yeah, like
What are they saying? Do you know?
Come on, bro.
bro, like
Come on, bro.
it's don't talk about his kids,
Come
bro.
on,
Like
bro.
nah,
The
B.
old NBA, I'm sure everything in their mother was being said. Like, stop it.
No,
I'm
to one another. Yeah,
No, I'm talking to even the fans. I bet you N-words was flying back then.
they were, and I think people got ejected for that shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's
There
one
was
of those.
times when they didn't get ejected, but those fans should have
Yeah.
got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you're gonna
sometimes.
speak on my kids, you should get the shit kicked out of you.
But-
If we're gonna stop players from beating the shit out of you,
Yeah.
you should watch your mouth, because then you just get to. It's like, dude, I'm a little guy. I can't fight. When I talk shit, there's a governor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm aware of that governor. I've said that to you. I'm only going to talk shit to a certain point. Otherwise, me talking shit to you as recklessly as possible when you could beat my ass, but you just won't, is like abusing that thing.
Gotcha.
Fans are, this player will literally, his career will be ruined if he beats my ass. So I can say whatever I want to in theory. And if you actually do that, you should get your ass beat.
I agree with you, but at the same time, as a player, you got to be able to tune that shit out. The only thing that should matter is what's happening on the court.
Yeah, fine, fair in theory. But if you are talking about my children constantly,
I mean,
I will beat your
he's-
ass.
But now this actually could backfire because you're now telling everybody, hey, what's the thing to say to me that's going to get to
Son,
me? and
his
fuck me
wife's
up?
at the game, son. Why you cheating on your wife? Why you fucking Rihanna? You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are at the game. Like your kid's never gonna make it.
I know it's
It's like,
rough.
yeah, and don't get me wrong. I know they make crazy money.
yeah.
They got to go through some stuff. But like, if the players aren't allowed to beat their ass,
yeah.
then
Yeah, they should get thrown out for saying fucked up stuff. But
Yeah.
it's like, as a player, I just wouldn't complain about
yeah,
it.
why are we allowed to just say whatever we want to them? Like,
I
we
paid
can't-
money to be in this seat. Okay.
Free
If I
speech.
pay money to go eat at a restaurant and I act like a dickhead, I'm gonna get thrown out of the
You
restaurant.
can't say whatever you want to me at my show. I boot your ass out just for interrupting my show with a
Yeah.
question.
But that's what they're doing.
Good.
Yeah, so let the security in the arena deal with them.
Then
Oh,
security needs to do their job better.
You're saying like if you're LeBron, someone's talking that shit, just tell them.
Yeah, security
like,
needs to.
tell
I think that's what
security,
he
say-
actually wants. Security, do your job better.
Yeah, but if he says
You
a
think
public
Andrew's not going to
statement,
say something to that fan before kicking him out?
yeah, but he'll make a joke out of it, so it'll actually benefit the show. But with
Nah,
LeBron,
that's-
if
yeah.
you're saying it publicly, now every single fan knows. Oh, I just got to talk about his kid, and this shit's gonna bother him.
So it could be a bad strategic move, but I don't have a problem with the sentiment of like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
at a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
point, we
I
might not
agree.
even need fans here. Because fuck them. And I also think he
No, you
knows
need
he's
fans.
the guy that won the championship when no fans were there. I think he's
You
just
need- you need fans at
desperately
the game.
trying to
That
do
should
everything
change.
he can to get an advantage.
While we're talking about sports, I want to bring something up. Male innovation and ingenuity.
Yes.
I don't know if this is popping up on your guys' YouTube searches, but God bless the algorithm and God bless YouTube because they know what I like, even if I don't know that I like it.
okay.
YouTube has realized that I enjoy beautiful women's bodies in not that much clothing.
Okay.
Okay.
YouTube figured that out. Very.
On
I don't
its
know how
own.
they got there.
Yeah.
Complete figured
How
out.
they got
But there is some guilt to just Googling women's bodies,
Yeah.
objectifying them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong, but it might be a little bit pervy, right? Just a random day, you're watching a video on YouTube, just some girl in a bikini or something like that running around. That might be a little bit pervy. I got a wife. What am I doing? YouTube has realized that the pole vault and the long jump, these chicks are built phenomenally. And they're forced by the Olympic Committee to wear the tiniest garments.
I mean, it's insane that that's the outfit.
Absolutely insane. Their ass cheeks are hanging out and they jump into the sand and it just hikes those underwear further up their ass. So they got to pick it out every single time. Why are they even jumping? Look at
I
that.
can't even look.
You can't even look.
If I look, then I'm checked out for the next 5
I
minutes.
mean, look
bro.
at it. It's crazy.
Like,
It's
wow,
retarded. It's
I see
retarded.
you.
It's
I
retarded.
see you.
God damn.
It's retarded. And look at that. And then
Dumper.
I
here's the
see
thing.
you, Fatima.
Here's the thing. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at the precision. We get to watch this guilt-free because we're not objectifying women.
You're actually
we're
progressive.
We're progressive. We're supporting female athletics.
Yeah.
We're supporting the last sports where there's not trans women taking over. Right?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Just dick hanging out under the bikini.
There is something so funny that this has happened
Yo,
to
run the
7
jewels,
million men.
Oh, dude. It's all of us.
And no one's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. We
That's
are.
funny. That didn't hit my algorithm. Those videos don't pop
yet.
I have not hit mine.
Bro,
either.
it's look. You go to Italy
I
track and field,
just
and the
go to
thumbnail.
YouPorn.
They know exactly what they're doing. Look at these thumbnails. They know exactly what they're doing. I mean, look at
thumbnail
this.
is just
Women's
awful.
beach
Whoa,
handball
go that
is
one.
crazy. The Italian pole vault. Pole vault is nuts. Look at that thing, though.
It's also like Italian women's indoor.
I know.
It's like, what random confederation is this?
But the bodies are absolutely ridiculous. And she's holding a big old pole and shit. I mean, it's just so sexual.
Yes.
Is this Brazilian?
Indoor allows for winter track and field.
And we don't even know if they're good. That's the crazy part.
But
Nah, that's great.
Oh shit! Was that a
Is she
joke, or
good?
they really have to wear this stuff?
No, this is what they have to wear.
I don't know what have to means.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
see them ever wearing pants.
Nah, there was another one that had like at least boy shorts where it covered a little bit more. You don't see bottom cheek.
That right there, white girls with fat dumpers, super athletic.
That's mid.
For a white girl, Al?
Son, white girls with fat asses, it's a thing now, son.
I don't know.
Plastic surgery done changed the game.
It's just insane.
I
And
mean-
all the comments
these are
self-com
natural.
shit.
And you can watch these. And you can watch these. You can feel totally
heard
good
there's
about
a-
yourself.
I heard there's a Spanish.
woke of you.
It's woke.
From Spain, Pole.
Yeah, Christian Pulu. Yeah.
Son.
Oh, you hear?
What are you
This guy's
talking
all
about?
caps.
You here,
son.
bro?
This guy's all cap.
Bro,
You
Al's
heard
in the comments,
You heard
probably.
about the pole vaulter? You heard
I
about
just
her.
heard. I just
Heard.
heard.
From
Well,
whom?
let's pull that.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
He's gonna give you the exact spelling for the first
She's
time
from,
in his
I
life.
think she's from Italy, but her name is like Christian, something like that.
She's from Spain.
She's from Spain, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
maybe
a
the
few.
one I'm talking about.
If you think about the YouTube channel, if they're not getting demonetized, they're making so much money doing so little effort, just like super cutting ass and then making the thumbnail ass.
I mean, 100%. 100%.
I mean, wow.
I mean, look, even
she's
a walk,
she's
crazy.
she's really
Clara Fernandez. I mean, retarded, dude. Let them wear fucking pants.
but she's actually like really nice though.
I mean, all the comments
like-
are crazy.
What is
Like,
that?
it's just, she's a well-rounded athlete. I'd stand behind her. Truly skilled with a large, firm pole. Athlete of the decade. I love women's sports. Wow, so glad we could all come together for such an outstanding performance.
This is hilarious.
It's just the whole sub-community. of
Now
all these
that's going to
people.
get a high result from the judges. She also executed the pole vault very well.
Yeah, that's
I saw one from a different video that said she's going to have an amazing future behind her.
Behind her.
Great.
Yeah, nah, she's
God
yeah.
bless us.
But yeah, this
Talent.
is the internet,
She's-
bro. YouTube knows.
True
So
talent.
is this the future?
I hope so.
Is this the future? Isn't it way better?
he bricked up.
I'm super bricks. I need to cover this thing.
He's mildly brick.
I had to adjust.
Mildly brick.
Yo, that was a fire part of Euphoria when the trans girl flips her cock. Did you guys not pick up on that? They
that
have, like,
wasn't
a
in my
makeout
version
scene.
of watching the show.
Oh no, was
Nah,
it? What version did you
Nah,
watch?
they just I
Just
don't
see
know.
the cock the whole time? You trying to act like you didn't see cocks in Euphoria? You didn't watch Euphoria.
Apparently
the
they're
show
all-
is all
I saw
cocks.
cocks,
Apparently
but
they're
I
all
didn't see
prosthetics.
You're
Somebody
fucking kidding me.
tweeted me that. Yeah, they said.
Nah,
they
you
said- they
wish
said-
that. That's
That's what they tell you. They'll tell you anything.
Like somebody tweeted
oh,
me.
those are fake. Yeah, those dicks are real.
He
Yeah.
said, burst Schulte's bubble with that. And then the disappointment I saw is so funny. The fact that you were upset that they were fake dicks.
Yeah.
You're fucking kidding me. You betrayed
It's
me.
more propaganda, dude.
Yeah,
What's
it's
real?
real propaganda.
What's real anymore?
Dude,
I
you really
want
think
real
that those
dick
are
on
all
my
stunt
TV.
dicks? You really think that?
I don't know. I hope so. I don't know. Like a real
I was
dick that
inspired
much.
by those dicks, and now those
Yeah.
dicks aren't true. Damn
I mean,
it, dude.
some dicks I thought were fake.
Was Mick Steamy or Mick Dreamy? That was really
Who's
him?
Mick Dreamy?
Eric Dane.
Nate's dad. From
Oh, that's McSteamy.
Steamy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, his was fake.
Yeah,
That soft
piss
shit
scene-
hanging.
Yeah.
The piss
His
scene
shit
was
was
an
soft and
impressive
hanging,
thing.
bro. Yeah, I'm a hater. No, that ain't your dick. That ain't your dick. You
No,
know how I know it wasn't his dick? He didn't pull down his pants. He just took it out the hole. He unzipped it and took it out the hole.
yeah.
Take the whole shit out, fam. If you got it like that,
He's a hater.
you got it like that. We would have seen the dick with jewels if you had it like that, bro.
Yeah.
We would have seen a dick
Gotta
early.
hang out for hours with a soft dick, not picking at it.
Nah, bro.
Nah.
All the dicks are prosthetics. Lies.
So why is his the only one that's fake then?
Nah, he ain't got it. He ain't got it like that. He ain't got it like that. He ain't got it like that, bro. Come
So
on
it's
now.
Nick Stevie for a reason.
Nah,
son.
B. Nah,
I had to
B.
Google after Game of Thrones to make sure Hodor's dick was fake. Because that shit made me feel weird, bro. You know how annoying that shit was?
I didn't even know Hordor's dick was
I
out.
don't remember it
that
at
was-
all.
Yo, let me see Hordor's dick.
Bro,
Was it real?
no.
Let me see Hordor's dick.
Thank God, bro.
I mean, it makes sense for his size.
For his size, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm watching this shit with my girl, and she goes, "You think that's prosthetic?" And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Wait, which one is Hordor's dick?
That one.
Yo, why
Yo,
your girl
thank
looking
God
at
it
other
was, dude.
That's
dicks,
my point.
bro?
Can you
I
zoom
need
in
to
on
check
that? That's what I
Can you
said.
zoom in on
I was
that?
pissed as
Can you
fuck.
imagine if it's
checked it.
real and then you got to explain to her that dicks can look like that?
Yeah, I know.
Zoom
That's
in.
my point. That's why I Googled it. And I was like, no, that's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
McSteamy's dick was bigger than that.
Bro, this whole thing.
Nah, it wasn't.
It was bigger
No,
than
it
that,
wasn't. No,
bro.
How do you remember it? dog?
Son, I was watching that scene a few
He
times.
really analyzes dicks
Literally.
like he does with feet.
All the time. Dicks and feet, bro. Yeah, that's why I like Jules, bro. She got everything I need.
Oh, how's her feet?
I don't know. I got to look into that. But if she's 5'11", they're going to be quite big, and I'm not really that into a big foot.
We don't know.
Yeah. Jim Norton likes a big foot.
Really?
Yeah, he's telling me that.
I'm
I
doing
like a
Jim's
big
spam tomorrow.
foot.
I'll ask him about
God,
it.
the fucking
I'm about to look
Cherry
it up.
feet.
I'm about to. Do I look at these feet,
Will you
bro?
look it up? Will you look it
Do I
up?
look at these feet?
Yo, we got to talk about this. There's a moment where they're hooking up on the bed, and then I think Zendaya goes or leaves or does something, and then she has to like cool down. Like Jules is like hot and heavy. She has to cool down, and she does the flip and tuck.
I've never
I did
done
not
that.
see that.
What?
I've never done that.
Oh, yeah. Was it when
Like
she's
you
hooking up
flip
with
your
Elliot?
hard dick up.
This is
Yeah, otherwise it's gonna hurt.
When she hooks
really
up with,
hard.
when she's hooking up
You
with
took it in your
Elliot behind
waistband.
Zendaya's
Hold on one
back?
second. There's two
tucked away.
conversations. What?
Yeah. So
Say what you're saying right
I've
now.
never tucked
Yeah.
it in my waistband.
It's gonna be
dog.
more funny if he keeps going. Let him keep going.
Yo, I'm good now.
No.
I'm on the mic. I'm ready.
I'm on with him.
Yeah, I've
Never
done that
tucked it in
shit.
your waistband?
No, you guys.
Y'all
the
dicks
way-
don't get hard?
The way you guys describe your dicks, it points up. Mine's don't. It's just
Yeah.
straight. So if I get hard, it's more comfortable if I go
guys Hitler
through the
salute?
leg. Not
Yeah, I gotta go
up.
down a leg. I gotta go down a leg.
Big dick, let's go.
That's not big. It's small.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
it's not.
It is.
I'm telling you, it's so heavy that it don't go up.
It's not a heavy thing if you're laying on your back. Wait a minute.
No,
You're
we're
telling
talking
me.
stand it up.
When you lay on your back, what happens to it?
Yeah. Your dick
laying
goes
on your
straight
back.
up.
Yeah, I'm talking about standing up. It doesn't curve up.
So you would rather your dick. So let's say your dick goes like this, right?
Yeah.
You would rather push it down that way to fit in your pants than just calmly fold it up this way.
More
That's
uncomfortable.
my
Calmly
move.
folded up sounds insane.
You guys have
Yeah.
upside down dicks.
Nah, we got
You have
normal dicks.
upside down
Insane.
dicks.
We got
You
normal
go,
dick,
you go
bro.
masked up. Like
You
that's
have to.
wild.
Masked
It's not
up is
hard.
very
Don't
funny.
let him try to dick shame you,
Full
bro.
hard.
with
He's
blue
saying
chew?
full hard. He can't.
No way.
Full
You
hard.
guys have upside
Full
down
hard.
dicks.
That's more
It's
uncomfortable than going through the
insanity.
leg.
Full
Full
Yeah.
hard, you
You
can't
have
go
upside
down.
down dicks.
in
Son,
Super-
yes, I can.
Bro,
In Superbad,
upside
they
down
talk
dick.
about that.
They have
Upside down
upside
dick.
down dicks. 100%. That's a problem.
Yo, I thought that
You guys
got to
get this
they
looked
talk about
into.
this, and I thought
You
it was
have
a joke.
No, you have a reverse. You have a reverse column. It's
What do
called.
we do to help him?
You guys have reverse columns,
Dude, I'm blown away.
It's okay.
dude. If you got something wrong with your dick, it's
don't
all good,
understand
dude.
these
Nah,
Maybe
maybe
you guys have yours just
maybe you've never gone more than 70% of your dick.
Shut up.
Sorry.
It does. Just sweatbanding the whole time. It's just up here. That's crazy.
No, it's
Yeah.
crazy that you would just have it forced down and bent.
Left
Son,
leg. You go
it's
left
so
leg every
used to
day.
it. Like when you're sitting down and you get a hard on, it's way more comfortable
What
to go
leg do
through
you
Oh,
leg.
it doesn't reach
than-
the waistband.
No, what are
Oh, you
talking
guys
about?
can't get it up
Yeah.
to
It
the
would be like
waistband.
this. Fuck out. Actually, like this.
Yo, son, you guys can't get to the waist.
No, that's not true. Because I can tell you right now, you don't need a big dick to reach the waistband. All right? I can tell you that
Oh,
for
guys,
sure.
you know you packing, bro. Remember?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
for
he's
sure.
bagging.
If you listen to this podcast for 5 years, however long we're doing it, you know that Lisa Ann thinks that Akash has a big dick. Porn star Lisa Ann.
Yeah.
And that's porn star.
I don't listen to Lisa Ann unless she's coming out with an NFT. That's what I need for my porn stars. is NFTs.
Wait, on penis size, I
Yeah.
did see a TikTok that allegedly, and this is from the Asian Journal of Andrology,
Well, there you go. That's
I trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
having a shorter index finger compared to your ring finger could
Yep.
mean that you have a bigger penis.
Shorter index finger compared to your ring. Yeah, bigger penis. Yeah. And
yeah, it seems
that
like
everybody?
Cap, dog. No. Hey.
Miles,
Isn't that
I
everybody?
just saw something amazing that I don't know if it was called the
was
wide,
on
but it was
the wire,
incredible. Miles goes like this. He goes, yeah, that's everybody. Oh, no. Brings out the other hand. It's only your left hand.
It doesn't specify.
And that also means you're gay, actually. Most likely. I'm being 100% seriously. Most likely, if your pointer finger is bigger than your index finger, you're gay.
Yeah, everyone on the pod right now listening is like,
Yeah. Now, listen, Miles, you have
Thank
a
God.
longer pointer finger than index finger on your left hand.
both. Yeah, I'm fingered up.
Oh shit, you got some weird heads.
Yeah, I got really stubby fingers. I got stubby ass hands.
I got feet heads, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. Upside down dick and feet hands.
Son, that's you and him, bro. Y'all got,
I'm normal.
let me see.
This
No, you
motherfucker-
got, you're
I'm
normal. But just loosen a little bit. Let's see how it is. Oh, then it starts to even
Nah,
out.
still not.
No, that's pretty even. And
Son,
then,
are you serious?
yeah, then go to rotate your hand a little bit, dog.
So you want me to go like this?
Okay, so all right, get Hodor's bail bangalang off the screen, bro.
dude. Jeez,
Make that the screensaver, dude.
I know. Jeez.
Huh? Yeah. Okay, let's do some Patreon questione. All right, guys, time for some Patreon questione. Let's go. What we got?
Yo, what up?
Deliver.
It's your boy D-Liver. My Patreon questione for this week is how do you separate the stage from the podcast? You guys talk for hours and hours every week on podcasts, and a lot of that material is funny enough to turn into bits for the stage. So how do you decide what you keep for the podcast and what you turn into stand-up bits? And do you worry that if you take material from the podcast onto the stage, that those of us who tune in to the podcast will see the punchlines coming? Feel free to lie and deflect if you feel like this is revealing too much how the sausage is made. Keep it tight.
Motherfucker got traps, dog. God damn.
Looking great,
With
bro.
the taco meat. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like there to be like a bit on the pod that I do on stage.
Correct. Now,
So-
sometimes you might say something and you would be like, oh, that's a bit.
Yeah.
But you don't do the actual bit. You just have the premise, and then you
Yes.
flesh that out.
Yeah, an idea could pop up on a pod and like, oh yeah, I want to explore that on stage. But it's got to be more punchlines, got to be more things to it.
And even just doing the bit on the podcast feels awful. Like, what is it? It's like
yeah, we don't do
Comics
bits on-
Unleashed or whatever. It's,
Yeah,
it's rough.
Yeah. But yeah, it can inspire thought. But ideally, there's nothing at the show that you've heard on the pod.
Right. Exactly.
That's the main goal. Okay.
All right, second question. This is one that I've been asking for a few weeks now, and we haven't got to.
Okay.
Who wins in a fight? There's two
Between
questions.
you and figuring out David Dobrik's story.
Yo, I got David Dobrik's story down.
Okay.
Uh,
Dude, I watched
does
that
have it
down.
down.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
It's
Yo,
like watching
I-
someone on a skateboard. You see it start to wobble. And you're like, oh, I think he's gonna fall.
Mark was so upset. Miles McCreary, everybody.
Come on, dude. Come on, Miles. Fuck.
Miles McCreary, everybody. Clap. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
the question is, who would win in a fight? Andrew, Dove, and myself versus these three: Mark,
Oh, we would fuck y'all up.
Akash, and Alex.
Just
Three
based
of
on
us and you
Alex.
three?
Yeah, so there's two questions. Who would win in like a fight that isn't to the death and
Okay.
just sort of like beating each other
Oh,
up? And
you
who
can
gives
actually
up?
Miles,
And
you're a
then-
pacifist.
Yeah, and then who wins in a fight to the death?
Okay, to the death. Okay, Miles, you're a pacifist, so you're going to be useless.
This only
This is my suspicion.
What are the teams again?
You three versus us three.
us three.
Oh, us three. Oh, fire. Versus Dove, Andrew, Miles.
Miles doesn't fight, so that's my guy.
My suspicion is that you don't fight. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I would if it was to the death and we were doing.
Obviously, yes.
Just sit on Akash while Andrew and I take care of those two.
Just bring out your fucking 90-degree angle dick. Get that shit hard.
Don't let him dick
And then
shave you,
just
bro.
make a nice
Don't
little
let him-
shield.
don't let him
Wait,
shave
so
your
Doug,
big
you
ass
think you could
dick.
fuck up either one of these guys?
If there's something on it, if there's something to win, yeah, easily.
God damn, Doug.
Something on it.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, this is
Money,
interesting.
takes
So,
money
so
My weight
Miles,
class.
you would have to fight Akash.
Absolutely.
I got him
Akash
in weight.
is scrappy.
I got
but
him
you
in
got
weight.
him in height and weight.
Yeah.
But Akash is scrappy.
Akash is scrappy.
Got little hands on.
Yeah.
And I think Akash likes to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably also much stronger, but I'm scrappy.
I'm
I'm real scrappy,
bigger.
Miles.
Can you fight
I'm just
cheap?
bigger.
I think. Can you?
Oh, if you fight cheap, I'll fuck you up, dog.
yeah, I think. If
I mean, you can
fuck
fight
you
cheap.
up.
It's to the death.
And then Dove has
Nah,
to
I'll win
fight
that, for
Mark. And then I have to fight Al.
Yeah. We body you guys.
But is it always
it's
going to be
too-
one-on-one, or there's going to be some?
It starts one-on-one and then we move.
Yeah.
So the goal is the goal is to get the both of you onto Mark as soon as possible.
Yeah.
If you don't fuck up Akash quick, it's going to be hard.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
And Akash's strategy is just to hold him off. You just gotta be.
Yeah.
I'm a
Ukraine.
survivor, dog.
Yeah.
I don't quit. That's the only thing I have going for me in my life. So you,
So watch
you
this.
out.
Also, Mark's on steroids, so.
And this is interesting because
It's going to be it's going to be tough. Yeah.
Alex strong as fuck, but Schultz does box.
All right,
I
so
think
Alex did a
Mark
little
would fuck up.
karate though.
Yeah.
Alex did a little karate.
I mean, I'll still fuck Al up. But he does a little.
that's what we have to do.
You got height, he's got
All
weight,
we do is
strength
just
versus.
hold you.
Miles has to distract Al, while Andrew, you have to murder Akash.
no.
Watch this.
No.
Watch this. This is game
No.
theory.
Yo, this is
Trying to
he's-
talk about Dobrik?
So
He's
you're-
actually right about this. This is really- this is
Miles,
really smart.
Throw yourself. You're gonna suicide against Al. Just
okay.
buy us some time. Andrew, quick murder of
I
Akash.
have to do
I
that.
can hold off Mark
Yeah.
until you come in. And then it'll be the two of us. We got to focus on Al.
You go after Al real quick, right?
yeah, I'll
Even if
die.
Al
Okay,
hurts you, does something.
If they do that, y'all two got to kill Dove immediately,
Yeah,
and then it's
yeah,
you two,
immediately.
and
You'll
I'm
be
gone,
occupied.
and it's you two versus them two.
Exactly.
And now they're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I got dubbed, bro. I take my
Mark
pants down.
has already broken Miles. That's done. That's happened already. And then as soon as he's
I'm
taken
not
care
afraid of Mark. I've never been afraid of Mark in my life.
Oh, so you want to take out Mark?
I'll take Mark any day of the week.
Oh!
Mark grew up afraid of the male touch, and I'll wrestle anyone. I'll wrestle anyone.
And he's got fucking like monster hands. Your hands are
You
terrifying.
got feet head.
Yeah, feet hands. Yeah. You might be able to stop
Kicking
someone
you with your hands.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
If I can stay away from Mark's forehead, I'm safe.
Yeah.
He's afraid of the male touch. Never wrestled any of his friends. Grew up around women. He's going down.
Okay, so
No.
that's interesting.
I go up against Dove, I take my pants down, he starts eating my ass immediately, bro. So he's done. Off rip.
Your poor ass, dog.
You might be done too.
Nah, I'll be nutting immediately. Are you kidding me?
Actually,
You can't fight post that,
that's
bro.
right. Yeah, you can't fight.
Can't
post
fight
that,
Whole
so
ground
that's
sticky.
our
What are you
advantage.
guys gonna do? You be
I
stuck in your
didn't-
tracks.
I didn't think it like that. This is interesting. You fight Mark.
Yeah.
Dove, do you think that you can handle Akash?
Why is that funny? Why is that funny? That's my teammate. Fuck y'all.
Yo, I'm scrappy, Dove. I'm scrappy. Remember that.
He'll put up a good fight for a bit.
Dove. It would be
I
a good-
will come out
Dove.
by
I put up a
fucking-
good fight. I'm not even saying I would come that close, but I'd last.
I'm not gonna lie. We busting their ass, yo.
Yeah, but you're deciding Miles will beat up Mark, and his whole thing is Mark is homophobic.
That's just to make him feel
That's his
good.
whole.
We know we're losing Miles.
No, it's
We-
homosexual. It's different. Those are very different things. He thinks once they get into a wrestle, Mark won't know how to control himself. That's his whole plan is get it to wrestling.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to keep him away.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna try to stay on my feet as much as possible.
Yeah, Mark's got a strong kick.
Yeah, and a
got
nice chin too. Waiting to get covered.
Yo, I think we got this, boys.
Nah, fucking chance,
you
dog.
don't.
I think we got
Nah,
this.
you
Chance,
don't.
bruh.
Not
No,
even.
because you're the liability physically.
For sure,
So
absolutely.
once you're out,
Accepted.
Yeah, but these two are so strong too.
Yeah. But like, they're fine. But like, it's not like an opening up a pickle jar contest. Like, if that was it, then maybe it'd be a little bit of trouble with Al. But if we're just gonna fight, I fight Al, and then we have 3-on-2.
I'll just
Once
choke
we're
you.
3-on-2, it's over for you.
I'll
guys.
just choke you to death, bro.
Yeah.
If he gets his hands on me.
Exactly. Which I will.
No,
What are you
night
talking
night, boy. I'm night night, bro.
The same way
I'm
you did-
Mr.
the
Night
same
Night.
way you did with the bouncer at
No,
Sweden,
because
right?
I'm not.
He's
I'm
like,
not
"Whoa."
this. I'm not a
Why don't we
magician.
put Akash on Andrew?
That's interesting.
And
That's
then
going to be too quick. I have the
Wow.
fastest.
no,
Wow,
because
Akash,
your
you
love
do-
for Akash goes so far.
Oh,
that
yeah,
I don't think
we're
you would hit
removing
him.
love. We're
No,
removing
no,
love.
no. This is a fight to the death.
I don't
bro.
want to.
All right, so
That's
what
that.
is
See, there you go. See, we got him. We
got
got him.
You guys got
Yes.
The hiccup is when you throw Vala in the mix. That little fucker, I'm
Vala.
scared
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Vala
Vala
scrap.
shit.
Vala will kill all of us. Okay,
Vala
in a
gets scrapped.
second. Not even
Yeah.
close. He would kill all of us immediately. All right.
Scrappy fucker.
Okay, so then
grenade.
I think we got this.
Suicide bomb is what I thought you were gonna
I
go
feel
with.
comfortable.
Yes.
I feel comfortable.
I think we
Waiting
got
for that
this,
joke,
guys.
Yeah.
I think we got this. All right, listen. That's been our episode.
Yeah. We had fun.
We did have fun. We didn't
hope
talk
you did
about
too.
Lana Rhodes' NFT thing.
Yeah.
Miles, do you want to take us out on just real quick, update on David Dobrik?
Yeah.
Just
And
a
Lana
real
Rhodes.
quick update on David
got
Dobrik.
How much money did
I
you lose
saw
on
him
Lana
get
Rhodes?
nervous just
Hey,
then.
come
guys,
on, Miles.
should we
You-
put some bets in?
Yep.
Okay. What do we, is it, can he get through the whole thing or what? What's the
He'll
bet?
get through
Like,
the
how
whole thing.
many
It's about
mistakes
how
you got
many
made?
stumbles.
Yeah, how many stumbles?
None.
Are you going
All
to
right.
bite in this whole fucking David Dobrik
One,
story
yeah,
or
I
what?
get one.
Okay.
No stumbles.
I got money, no stumbles.
Oh, you're betting with him now.
Yeah.
Al always thinks I'm gonna win. Dude. That's crazy.
You got money on
Like
him.
that's
no
how you get him
stumbles.
to fuck up. It's an awesome mind game. Miles gonna kill it. He's gonna do awesome.
Oh, now you playing mind games and shit. Fuck it. Nah,
what are you
I lost
talking about?
confidence
I
in
was
you.
gonna take a bet. I was gonna take that bet. I was gonna put a hundo on it.
How much money has this guy lost for you so far?
No, that he fucks up. I'm betting he fucks
okay.
up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I have no faith after Harry Potter.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, ready? Go.
All right, so David Dobrik is back in the news because of Jeff Wittick speaking about the fact that a documentary is coming out that Casey Neistat produced. And in the documentary, it's going to examine if Jeff Wittick... Fuck! No, come on! Damn it! Come on, son! Come on! Son. I used the wrong name.
You gotta talk through it, bro. Talk through it. They would have no idea, bro.
That's an episode, everybody.
Hey, let's roll credits right there.
Yeah, hold on. Guys, thank you so much. Tune in next week to find out what happened between David Dobrik and Jeff Wittick. It's been Flagrant 2. Peace.